All right, right now we're doing a test real quick. Um, I got a little setup in my little dining room area. Let me see here. All right, I got like a little setup in my dining room area. Not huge, just a little space. So I'm doing a test because I got like a new. Oh, let me turn this up a little bit. I got a little new computer set up in my little space area. Like I want to do live streams like in the morning or whatever the case may be. And I was like, okay, let me put together a nice little spot. So what you actually see on the screen is the little computer that I have. It's the Neo, MacBook Neo, and I want to see how well this actually worked. So I think this is probably working pretty good. Let's see. One. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see if the audio is lagging behind. One, two, three. One, two, three. It's my pussy. It's my pussy. Uh-oh. Let's go ahead and check it real quick. It's my pussy. Uh-oh. Yeah, I heard that. I ain't supposed to hear that. Now I'm just doing a quick test. You see this computer on the screen right here? This computer right here is just the one that I got. MacBook Neo. Um, so I'm using, this is not my basement setup. My basement setup is all bells and whistles and everything like that. Right here, right now, I'm in my, I guess like I said, as soon as I come in the door, I got a nice little area. And I got these wireless mics, as you see. I got my little mixer right here. So I'm using this, what you see right here, which is a Neo on the screen, MacBook Neo. I basically was getting it from my daughter, but she didn't want that. She wanted a dog. So she got a puppy and I kept the Neo, which is this computer right here. So yeah, this is what I got, which kind of worked out perfectly because I'm going to be just doing, like when I want to do quick little live streams and stuff like that, I can do my live streams instead of going down to really I got three places I can do live streams at. Right in the company. I ain't gonna want to call this a den. What would you call this? It ain't an office where I'm at right here. This is uh I call this a cranny. So I mean I got a nice little spot right here where I look like I could do live stream. It look like this computer works pretty good. Um the real test is if I go ahead and bring on guests and stuff like that. But yeah, these little weekend or early days or early late nights or whatever, I might just want to sit up and do a show. I ain't got to go all the way to the downstairs and turn on because I got the whole shebang downstairs hooked up. So um, I would say I got it hooked up so different. So I want to do an audio test real quick and make sure that everything is working correctly. So I'm gonna probably hear a double. One, hold on. One, two, three. One, two, three. One, one, one. Here we're gonna do another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is a test I'm running, guys, so just bear with me. We're gonna do another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is a test I'm running, guys. All right, I think it's working right. I think it's working right because I was thinking that I had a lag. So yeah, so I got a nice little cupboard space that I can do live streams at. I can chill. I got my house coat, you know what I'm saying? And I can just relax and come and kick it now. I ain't gotta be all downstairs and having everything set up. What up, dog? What's up, man? You know me, I'm playing with my gadgets, man. You know what I'm saying? In the evening, got my coffee, Twan. What's going on with you, dog? Ain't you ready for this weather to break? Now I know you went, bro. I know you're gonna be busy, bro. I know you're gonna be busy when this weather break. You're gonna have bags waiting on you, boy. I know because you do that. You do a lot of the landscaping and the work, man, bro. I seen some things that you posted. You be out there getting it. Where did you learn, man? Where did you learn that, bro? You know what I'm saying? Did you go to school for that or what? But you be out there hustling, man. But yeah. So basically, this is a test. This computer that you guys see on the screen right here is, basically my setup for my little lounge area in the house, where I'm not gonna have to go down to my studio where you guys have seen the show done before. Now I can just come and go to my little lounge area and do a show. I'm gonna put a little poster up right here, whatever the case may be, and do my show from here. Have guests come on, have fun, basically do the same thing that we was doing when I'm in the studio. It's just sometimes I don't feel like going down into the lab. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I just feel like, being, you know, being in the, being in the. I don't feel like I like to have more than one ways I can do my stuff. Put it like that. That's what I'm trying to say. So with this way, I can go ahead and not always have to go down to the lab or go to the basement. This is a very simple live stream setup. Um, I have worked with some churches to help them get their live stream set up. And I'm going to tell you the truth. And I'm going to talk about, now I'm not going to talk about some churches, but the problem, man, with churches is I've dealt with many churches, and churches be wanting the freebie. I don't know why. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what they think it is, but a lot of these churches really want freebies or next to free. A lot of these churches, like, so I don't know who have worked or who has worked with churches before, as far as I don't know what type of skill that you may have that the church may need. I don't know if it's blacktop, roofing, electrical type of work, carpentry. If you got some type of skill, trade, or expertise, the church be wanting you. Maybe this is just a black church thing, because I'm honestly, actually, man, I worked with that church. I worked with that church before that got uh, that had that guide last week in West Bloomfield, and those churches, those churches pay. I'll be honest. I've worked with synagogues before, or Catholic church, and they pay. But black churches, for some reason, black churches do not want to pay for nothing. I don't get it. I do not get it. So I have worked with a couple of churches before, trying to help them with their live stream setup, help them with very easy, simple live stream setups that it will help them be able to stream their services and help them get tithes over internet or through whatever watches, or help them, and they don't want to pay for it. I show them. I done wasted my time, but this is what I'm gonna. This is what I'm gonna start doing with churches. This is what I'm gonna start doing with churches, because I have wasted time. What's going on, bro? Hey, Gil, this is my little. You see that little you see the Neo right there, the MacBook Neo. This is right there, the same one right here. This is what I got. This is what I'm streaming on right now. I got a little space in the crib that's a little small space. that I'm like, you know what? I don't always want to go down to the basement to my main hookup. I might want to come down and just have a simple setup. So I bought this computer actually for my daughter, but she wanted a puppy dog. So I got her a puppy. Then she didn't want it because the puppy was puppying. You know what I'm saying? You know, puppy just trying to use the bathroom. She didn't want it. Now she wanted me to put the puppy up on sale, but I ain't gonna sell it. But I bought this actual Neo for my daughter, you know, because she does some editing for with the Detroit Pistons. So I was like, she wants to do editing with the Detroit Pistons, like doing reels and stuff like that, and like she dances for the Detroit Pistons, but she also does social media with them. So I was like, you know what? Could she be doing editing on her phone? And as much as I tried, I really can't do it. As good as I am doing regular edit, I can't really edit off the phone like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get you a computer. And I got her this, and she didn't want it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep it. This little Neo was straight, dog. I mean, to be straight up with you, bro. It's a small 13-inch. This is my first time testing it with the stream to see if I can just run the same type of thing that I had downstairs. Because downstairs or in my studio at home, more or less, I'm running things off a Mac Mini, M1, just an M1 Mac Mini. Just what it came out, what 2020. So I got the M1 Mac Mini, and that's where I run the big, show or whatever. But basically, this is the same show. And now instead of using a DSLR, because downstairs or wherever my main studio, I use DSLR or do a lot of switching. But here I just got an Osbot webcam, which is decent. You know what I mean? So something that's a very easy setup. So I just was like, yeah. Hey man, but this little computer, man, I think I wanted something real small that I can just pick up and move around if I wanted to go. You can do 4K editing, you can do picture editing and everything. Oh, let me show you what I got then, bro. So this is what I'm using. Downstairs, I got almost the same thing, but I got the next generation. I use the P4 Zoom. See if you can see that, the P4 Zoom. And get my phone calls through it. I get my phone calls through it. This is wireless. And yeah, it's pretty good. It's mobile. If I have somewhere I got to do mobile, I can grab that. But the one that I'm using downstairs is the next generation of the P4 Zoom. So I like the mobile setup as much as, but this is like a little nook or cranny in my crib, and I could just do it. I said I want to start doing. You know how you do your sun slappers? Well, I want to do something like that. I don't know if I can do. You got, man. You discipline. Like I get up early, but not as early as you. I know that. So I want to start probably doing something in the morning or daily, but it's a chore for me to go down into my basement and do. Um, it's a kind of a chore to go down to my basement and get everything turned on and do the show all the time. So I was like, you know what? Let me have. I want to have a simple setup. So this is my simple setup with this the MacBook Neo, and I recommend the MacBook Neo to anybody. But I was talking about the churches, and I want to get back to that. But man, I've tried to work with some churches. Well, number one, I would recommend the MacBook Neo to anybody. A student, there's a student discount with Apple, $100 discount. This computer is $499. $499, 256 gigabytes, 8 gigabytes of RAM. It's not a powerhouse computer, and it's running off of A18, which is a chip, which is the same chip that's in a iPhone 16 Pro. So basically, this computer is running off of a iPhone chip, but it's working. Apple Magic is working, and I don't need this to do the stuff that my main work for, but I wanted something where I can um, do live streams with. That was a very minimal setup, and this is kind of cool. But so I'll be able to have my guests. I can bring you on if you want to come on. I can still have all the guests and stuff like that. I just, got a minimum setup for basically my little upstairs corner pocket stream, so I ain't always got to go downstairs and be like that. Yeah, man. Actually, that's what it's. Honestly, this is what the this computer is actually. Uh, honestly, this is what this computer is geared to, because like even I don't know what the kids use in the Pontiac school district, but I think they probably use Chromebooks. Apple is coming after the Chromebook. Apple is coming after the Chromebook. The Chromebooks, and they trying to wipe them out. Them Chromebooks be man. I remember my kids had Chromebooks. You know what I'm saying? And them Chromebooks was man. The Chromebooks was nasty, nasty work, as they say. Joints didn't want to work. But yeah, when it comes to the church, man, I've tried to help churches with their technology, and man, I next time a church call on me, I'm just gonna have to take a deposit. I've spoken to churches and they wanted to do live stream or help. Have me come help, and yeah, this is way better than a Chromebook. And then the Chromebooks are probably out of $400 anyway. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know, man, but yeah, the churches, man. Me and my son went out to a church not too long ago. They said they wanted to do the set up their church for live stream, and I just gave them a basic live streaming package. They don't have members that are able to go ahead and do the live stream for them weekly. So yeah, I got to take deposit. So what happened was we went out there. I went out there 2 Saturdays in a row, man. The first Saturday was to go talk to them and hear their needs and look around at what they had already. Cool. They sounded interested. They got in contact with me. I didn't fish them out. Then I was like, I'm going to come back next week and I'm going to bring what I possibly could use or you guys can purchase. I can show you what to purchase, and I can show one of your kids or somebody that's interested in the congregation how to use it. That way you guys can do your own services. You don't have to pay me weekly. But basically, in a nutshell, man, their whole thought pattern was do it for God, do it for the Lord. They tried to recruit my son to young man, you should come and join the church. And then I looked at him. I said, man, come on, let's go. Let's nicely remove ourselves. It was just a waste of time. Between 2 Saturdays, I wasted probably getting ready to go to see them and spending the time with them. I probably wasted 3.5 hours on that church, 3.5 to 4. Sitting, talking to them, looking for their needs, looking at their needs, researching. I say probably 5 hours of just dealing with a church that didn't end up wanting nothing but something for free. So, I wasn't too mad, but I was mad enough, like, you know what, I'm not doing. I don't get a lot of churches anymore like that. And, but honestly, it'd be the black church. I mean, I'm trying to say it like that. It does be the black churches though. Like I said, I have worked at that synagogue that things happen with in West Bloomfield. I worked with them before. Straight up. I worked with them before, and they paid, bro. They paid, man, and it was good. I did a couple of things. I was just a cameraman for a live stream, and I did a live stream for them probably around 6 years ago. Yeah, and I think this guy named Larry Elder. I was, you know, helped him out. Would you say I started interviewing leadership before I moved? Yeah, I think that'd be the best move for me, man. Well, here's the funny thing: it was the leadership that got in touch with me, so it was a waste of time. I was being too nice, and I wasted my time, man. But even if they don't want nothing from now on, it's like, hey, y'all got to give me $50 or something. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no large deposit. If y'all at least y'all want to talk and I can consult with you, if you want to consult and I can tell you what you want, you at least got to give me 50 bones. I can come meet with you, talk about your needs. I can write you out maybe like a little what to get possibly, and and maybe talk about training with one of your congregation members or something. But I'm not going to nobody's church no more without no deposit. And you're right. And you're right. You're right, Gil. It's you see, I got burned a couple times for photography and social media setup, man. And the church gets you too, man, because you're doing it. You don't think, you know what I mean? Like, man, I had this pastor around here in Pontiac, dog. Everybody knows this pastor, bro. Like everybody knows this guy. But the dude asked me, he was like, yeah, man, it was a funeral. It was a funeral. And he was like, yeah, man, when the doors of the church open, I want you to be standing right there with the camera, like the cat, and have the live stream feed beaming, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he opened the doors, I'm sitting there with the camera, you know what I'm saying? And he's walking the family in, saying the scripture, and then all of this being live streamed. And he's like, yeah, I just want to see what you can do so we can do business future. I said, Negro, hey, you already know what I can do. That's why you asked me. I was like, bro, I'm not bringing that. I was like, I got all that equipment. I can do all that stuff that you're talking about, but you ain't paying for that, bro. You're not paying for that. You're paying a couple of $100s for this funeral, and you're going to get one camera set up. You're going to get one. You're going to get almost what you paying. You probably going to just get a webcam. And I hate to say that about a funeral, but for real, man, and then was like, dude was like, yeah, I wanted live stream to my channels, my YouTube channels and stuff. Dog, your church don't even barely got a YouTube channel, bro, or a Facebook channel. I got a setup. I have a setup for funerals, and it's called Effigy. It's streams, Effigy streams. Also on my website, I do web hosting. So if there's an event and there's going to be private or there's going to be music played and there's something music that's going to get you bounced off of YouTube or muted or muted on Facebook, I have on my not on my Facebook, I'm sorry, but on my website where I do private streams or invite. So I've done weddings like that before where did live streams, and I just gave the family and everybody a QR code or email them. They go to my website and they can view the wedding there, because you're going to have people playing music, singing copywritten songs and stuff like that. So this guy wanted me to, I don't want you to stream it to your platform. I want you to, well, Negro, get your church in order where y'all can have a Facebook and a YouTube. Because if you don't have it the day of, I'm going to stream it to the Effigy streaming page so the family can have the funeral at least. You know what I'm saying? So these churches be off the hook. Some of them do, but I ain't really too keen on working with churches like that anyway, for real, at all. Like that's not really a priority to me. I talked to my buddy, man. He's from the south side of Pontiac. He grew up on Ditmar Street, right across from Jefferson. When I was younger, I used to roll over there because I stayed in primarily on the south side of town, and I would go over there on Ditmar or whatever. Now he's in Mississippi, but he does a lot of work with churches down there in Mississippi now. We talk about the business that he deals with churches, man, and it's wild what he goes through. After being in this game for such a long time, I mean, I say 10 years. To me, I'm 47. I stopped working in corporate America as far as in mortgages. And I tell people this, man, but people don't believe in me, man. Me and Matt Ishbia was like this, bro. I used to do mortgages. I remember when Matt Ishbia, his dad, this is before United Wholesale Mortgages, the United Wholesale Mortgage that you guys know. That's all big. No, I was at the United Wholesale when it was called Shore Mortgage, and it was down in Royal Oak. And I remember when Matt Ishbia, father, Mr. Ishbia, brought Matt in. And they had Matt sit with me for like almost 2 months because I was like a top producer. I was a loan originator. And Matt always used to want to go to the hey, what's happening? So Matt always used to want to go, hang out, but I didn't, I wasn't really, never was a hanging out type of guy. But I think Matt got a little upset with me. He was like, man, I ain't asked this dude to go nowhere else. But yeah, so I knew Matt before Matt became, and what Matt did with United Wholesalers is crazy. If I would have knew, if I had a crystal ball, I would have been there. Yeah, Matt, let's go. But anyhow, I haven't. When I first started, when I leaped out and I started doing media or video and all those types of things, I was just doing a lot. I didn't taking any and everybody and any type of customer and anybody that wanted to work with me, I would work with them just because I feel like, and sometimes you just have to do it. Sometimes you just have to do that. And that's what I did. But now, me and my buddy, the circle around when I'm talking about my man that's down there in Mississippi, we talk. What's up, Black Mama? We talk. I don't even really want it's a certain type of customer now or client now. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't even want the headache in most cases anymore. The headache that I get from that is just I'm dealt with people that take forever to pay, like you said, Gil. I have to call about my bread. I'm already cheap. And when I say cheap, here's the crazy part about it. I've heard that people said I'm expensive. I said, yo, people saying I'm expensive, they don't know what expensive really is. They don't know how much it really costs to do what I'm doing. Yeah, I might charge more than what you're used to getting charged, but I ain't even charging you what it really costs. You know what I mean? So it's like at this point, bro, it's like shit. You have to do that to build your workflow, and you do. So I've done a lot over the years, but now I got to the point like it's just certain videos and certain stuff I don't even want to do no more. And me and my buddy was talking. Uh, they don't have a clue. Me and my buddy talk about it's like certain video I don't even want to do. I don't even want to do. Like he told me he's like Tay, man, I don't even want to do videos no more, dog. I just want to. And I told him, I said, look, dog, I understand where you're coming from, but it's like only certain type of videos on it that I want to do because now the video game is actually real different now than it was 10 years ago. It's easy. The point of entry is easy. Hey, yeah, peace is priceless. Now you do be having to pay the bills at the end of the day. So I ain't too good to do nothing now. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I just try to stay away from certain stuff, you know, because some people will run you ragged. But I'll be straight up. I like the corporate client. I like the corporate client. And I told my boy down there in Mississippi, I said, dog, for real, don't even work with the churches no more. I like, you can't work with the church. This is what I would say. This would be my advice for working with churches. Do live stream for churches. Live stream. You know why? Because live stream is very lucrative because you can live stream is you go in, you do it, and you go. You set up, you do the hookup for the church, you get it, boom, boom, get the back, boom, and you're gone. When you do video for people, they barely want to pay. But on top of not really wanting to pay, they want it done like today. You know what I'm saying? So they not barely paying, but they want all these add-ons, and you're not even paying for all of that. So I've seen, and I was like, this is when I figured I was really charging way bad. I seen a dude. I was contracting with this place, and it was a white guys, but they actually showed me what the price really cost. A 60-second video, man, they was charging $3,000 for. I was like, you get $3,000 for a 60-second promo? This was like 10 years, this was like 8 years ago. And I was like, yo, You could charge $3,000 for a 60-second video. I could barely get 200. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I was like, yo, man, hold up. And I'm doing $3,000 worth of work or more. You know what I mean? So it was like, yo, right, people don't want to pay but want to, yeah. So it's like, and that's my whole little thing. Well, I'm like, yo, bro, I got to figure this out. I got to do something. So what'd you say? I like the hungry startups and we can grow together and be successful for. Yeah, that's been successful for me. Yeah. What'd you say? I got to get closer to the screen. Yeah. There's one thing about this computer, it's a little bit smaller. I like the hungry startups and we can grow together. Has been successful for me. Yeah, those. Yep. I haven't worked with much startups. Uh, People who hungry move different and intentionally. Yeah. So I would just say, anybody like the video game is real different now. The people that's want to get into it. Luckily, I'm gonna tell y'all because we 4 years removed out of it. What saved me, and I hate to make it sound like this, but this is what saved me. This is what made because it really wasn't going anywhere for me for real for real. It was like I'm good at was very good at what I was doing, but it was already a lot of people out there doing video and all this type of stuff, right? The only thing that saved me was COVID. Not the only thing, God. But when COVID came, what I knew how to do became in demand. If it wasn't for COVID, I probably wouldn't even be doing this right now. So COVID hit. My son was in the 11th grade. So this was 2021, something like that. And when COVID hit, I kind of, it's like a rocket blew off and I strapped on. And so when COVID hit, what I knew how to do solved the problem, which was doing a lot of live streaming and stuff like that because people were doing a lot of video, and there was a lot of people that did video, but there wasn't a lot of people doing live stream. So what I did is I basically, while everybody was doing video, I was like, this is before COVID hit. So I was praying to God. I said, God, give me something where I can be ahead. I prayed intentionally. I said, God, give me something that I can be ahead of my time with this. I don't know what it's going to be. So 2020 when COVID came. So I started really studying and how to do live stream. And I started getting the equipment that I needed, and I started learning to do boom. And who knew that COVID was coming? Nobody knew COVID was coming. And because I knew how to do video and all that type of stuff, but it was a lot of other people that knew how to do videos too, or did camera work. And I was just like, you know what? Man, let me just do something that nobody else really doing. And when COVID hit, bam. Because I was on my way out, y'all. If y'all knew the year I had in 2021 or 2019, oh my God, it was rough. We say that's when I started calling you for the work I was doing and came through and Gil. Thanks, man. Yeah, and Gil is one of the people that really helped me. You know what I mean? Helped me because Gil, there's certain stuff you can do for certain people. They're just not jobs. You know what I'm saying? They give you they give you validity. And so when Gil was giving me an opportunity or putting me on for this or that, it wasn't just that I'm able to go do a job and get some money. And actually, the things that Gil put me on to was some of the, at that time, the highest paying stuff I was getting at the time. You know what I'm saying? Made me realize that you can actually make some money, right? But what it did is gave me visibility and it gave me some validity. Like, cause I'm actually dealing with real important. I don't want to say like there's no big people and little people, but I was dealing with important people, or I was around that, and and that's an important thing too. Like when you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, the visibility around people that actually move the needle, and Gil helped put me in place to around people that actually move the needle from where we're from. And people started seeing me more and more and more and more and more and more. And it kind of snowballed. Same about to happen with AI as much. And exactly with the AI. Yeah, AI. So I've been praying again. I said, Lord, give me something that I can be ahead of my time with, because you had these cycles. You know what I'm saying? And, but really COVID, honestly, I mean, I hate that it came, but curses and blessings kind of are the same depending on what end you're on, right? So, but yeah, video and this type of work is different now. It's like, so now you got to have a for sure customer base. I'm seeing people that I came into the game with, meaning people that we kind of maybe started around the same time a little before. We're maturing and we got a whole different type of clients now, where we're dealing with a whole different type of business, as you say. So right now, yeah, use that in your bit. Yeah. So yeah, and yeah. So right now, I've taken on, and that has helped, Gil. That has helped me a lot. Gil, that's helped me a whole bunch, man. You say on every room. I appreciate, man. Gil has helped me uh, a whole lot. Like I said, because one of the big things that Gil has done has been, for people on YouTube. Because I've been having people from New Jersey and Oklahoma chime in on YouTube. But Gil has helped me with, um, one of the big things was our 9/11 memorial. A couple years he had got me plugged into to doing that for the Oakland County Sheriff Department, and that really helped me out a whole bunch. That really helped me out a whole lot by doing that. The first year, I did it 2 years, and I was able to do the live stream for the service, the recording. That turned into um, a lady, I forgot her name, but she got in touch with me to do. They had like a baseball game and needed some pictures and stuff like that, or needed some video. I was able to send my son out, and he did those. So it turned into something. So I'm hoping I can. I haven't felt like I've given back enough yet to the people that has helped me yet, though. So I want to be able to. I have recommended people to Gil because Gil also does. He's an artist and he does a heck of a job with photography. He is one of the people that I recommend from where I'm from. When people ask, do I do pictures? And the answer is no, I don't do pictures. I don't. I don't, because number one, I know where my gift and talent is. Can I take a picture? Yeah, I can take a picture. But do you want, and I ask people this, what type of pictures do you want? You know what I'm saying? because I can't. If it's a prime picture or it's a glamour, I can't. That's not what I do. If it's a picture, if it's an event, in general type of shot, yeah, because I do work for the newspaper where they need general shots, just basic general shots. They not artistic things like that. They journalistic shots, so I can do those. But if there's specialty type of photos and stuff like that, I always say Gil Garrett. Yeah, I don't know if people have actually been, but I think they have, and so hopefully I can. That's been a repayment or something in some sort. Hopefully that is something that came through that was, you know, and I know he's not looking for. He's not looking. I don't. He's not looking for repayment or nothing like that from me. It's just that I appreciate him for what he did because honestly, him giving me that opportunity allowed me to have my son helping me out and being in those type of situations. So yeah, yeah. But right now at this point now, it's where I'm at now with it. Um, I'm doing a lot of work with our city government right now, and with the city of Pontiac, which I love doing. I've been having a ball doing it. It's been busy. It's been busy. I still got my pod. I still got my podcast studio. You know, and just trying to just stay able to do it all. You know what I'm saying? But I'm having a good time with the city of Pontiac. I've been doing a lot of work and things with them, as far as the media department, more or less, with you know video and social media and stuff like that. So doing the stuff that I've done has opened up those doors to be able to work with the city of Pontiac finally, because that was something that I wanted to do. Before I worked with another city that was around uh, here in Oakland County, Michigan, the city of Novi. It just didn't feel like home, though. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I just didn't, I mean, not that I didn't like it. Those were great people in Novi. I really liked them. But they kind of did things a little different, which was not bad or wrong. It was a little different it was just like, okay, let me thank you, but I didn't stay too long, but I learned what I needed to learn. And I did get something from them. I learned how things can be very efficient. The city of Novi, what I learned from them is they didn't have a big crew, but they was efficient with what they had. And they didn't have a whole bunch of equipment, but they was producing all the time. They had two or three guys. They had three guys, me and two full-time people. And I would come every other day, and those were the two shooters. And they'd send me out, but they had a camera each. Nobody, they didn't have a whole bunch of stuff. They had a live stream machine, and that was it. Every day they was putting content out about what's going on around in Novi. And I was like, you know what? If I get the opportunity to, do this with Pontiac, this is what I'm gonna implement some of this stuff if I could. So they just they just had a neat way of doing things. You know what I'm saying? But it was just the drive was too far. Number one, and then number two, it was like what I mean, they did things a little bit different than I was used to. But it was cool for what it lasted. When I see the boys, that's the best part for me. Then yeah, they with me at this point, man. Shoot, Gil, them guys help me more than what they even know. At this point, I just be wanting to hang out now. At this point, I'm glad that they still want to. Yep. So yeah, in a nutshell, you guys. So that's what really the show was or is about today. It really wasn't a quote unquote show. I will be getting back on here. Have a real show probably this weekend, this Saturday, like a real show. Uh, and I want to talk about what's going on with the war. Let me go ahead and see what's going to pull up right here. Do. you see, I've been looking at a lot of stuff about the war. Um, let me see. Let me see. So I want to talk about that and what's going on with that. Um, and like I say, at the end of the day, it's all love. You know what I mean? Like when I be sitting here talking about these types of things, it's also another thing that I wanted to say. When I sit here talking about these types of things, they really, it's just for conversation. It's not to say, oh, I'm right, you wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's not, I don't, that's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested for everybody like to have an opportunity to speak. Mamba and my brother got it. I ain't gonna say y'all got into it, but it was a heck of, it was funny. It was funny. Hey, yo, I got to go back and look. I need to take clips off that video. But when I do those shows and I talk about things like hot button items, like Iran or whatever the case may be, and I mean, I like to have those type, and they kind of tough conversations. But at the same time, everybody, I like I just like I like people to have their own opinion. I might not agree with it, but I respect your opinion. However, whatever your political or your religious opinion, I respect it. I just like to have an engagement. I like the engagement, like you just said, Black Mamba. I don't have to agree with that, but I like to everybody to get up, have voice. Anybody that wants to come on the show, I don't care. They can come. I like anybody that wants to come on. I'd be happy when somebody want to come on. Like when Gil want to come on, it don't bother me. I don't mind. Like, hey man, I send him the link. He come on. Whoever wants to can. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's what make it good. It don't have to be, or Black Mamba, you want to come on? I send you the link. I can, on this program that I'm using, I can have up to 12 people at one time. If I can have 12 people at once, I would do it and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? And just, whatever the case may be, we argue, we fight, whatever, call it a truce at the end. You know what I mean? But I like to have conversation. I don't want anybody to get too offended or, you got to be careful nowadays, especially with people's livelihoods and how they make their money. But we're not on here promoting violence. That's why I'm not on here promoting violence or promoting it. But I do have a certain political viewpoint but you know what? I think people respect me with the way, I think people respect me with what I have my political viewpoint. A lot of people are kind of scared to give theirs because they don't want to. They think they're gonna lose their gigs, or they think I'm getting in trouble, or their social status. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just. This is how I see things. I could be wrong, and a lot of times I am wrong. Okay, I can be corrected, but for right now, this is what I look at. This is what I'm measuring things from my viewpoint, and I don't mind having a conversation about those types of things, and everybody can have theirs, and if not, we can and that's all it really be about, for real, for real. That's all it be about. So I want to have this weekend. Um, Hopefully, I get some YouTube friends that's popping in. What I notice is I need to be coming. Honestly, I really. This is another reason why I got. This is another reason why I got the. I made this a little bit easier for me to do, where I can be in this. I don't always have to go downstairs to my bigger. I'm gonna call it my studio. Yeah, my studio downstairs. I made it where I ain't got to be down there all the time because I wanted to make it easier. I wanted to come on more often because I'm noticing that. Uh, I'm getting more engagement on YouTube the more I'm doing it. And that's what I really like because these are people from not where we're at, or, like Bombo, you in Tennessee. And I'm primarily on Facebook. And I concentrate primarily on Facebook, but it's a whole big old world. I say Facebook is for the people that you kind of know, your demographic around your area. YouTube is for the whole world, so you don't know who you might get on YouTube. And it was cool. Like I had a guy, and I told him, I said I'm gonna call him. I got his number on my phone. He called me on my Google Voice, and he called in last. I told him, I said, bro, he in New Jersey. I said I'm gonna call you. You come on the show, man. Give him the link because you want a different perspective. Every time you talk to somebody, they ain't gotta look like you or talk like you or grew up like you. That's what the diversity is. What make things good. Substack, would you say? What's Substack? So there's a lot of other platforms I didn't know about. I also have tried to be on TikTok. TikTok is every time I go on there, for some reason, I get a strike. I get some type of something. I just kind of gave up because I wanted to go live on TikTok. My whole idea was to go live on TikTok, Facebook, uh, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I really wasn't really stressing off Instagram. I really don't like Instagram that much, to tell you the truth. But just I wanted to do it just because I could. Instagram and then also LinkedIn. I did LinkedIn for a little while too. Many publications. You deleted TikTok. Okay. So TikTok I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? TikTok just weird now. But get a strike. They still owe me $17 and I don't know how to get my $17 off. So I got to, yeah, man, TikTok is something going on. Like every time I try to go live on TikTok, I get a strike or a warning or something. I'm like, and I swear, I ain't said nothing nor did anything. I sit on there and do a test for 15, 20 minutes. And then after I stop the live stream, not saying nothing, I have a strike. So I don't understand what the problem is with TikTok. I just stopped. I just stopped trying to do it. It's where all the thinkers and cultural critics are long form content. Okay. Read to resist. So I don't know. But I like Facebook. I like Facebook. I like Facebook primarily because this pretty much we're all, quote unquote, people or people that know you. But you know how it is. People, you know, but YouTube is kind of where it's at, where you get a real diverse situation. And then, like I said, I also tried LinkedIn. But LinkedIn is more of a business type of situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wanted to go on LinkedIn just to see if I could get on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, I got a little bit, but I had to realize what LinkedIn was about. LinkedIn is a business type of situation. Say, however you got going on, like with my business, then I should just leave LinkedIn for that. And I don't even really deal with LinkedIn at all. I just wanted to see if I can go live on it. And the majority of the times I want to go live on these platforms just to know I can do it. That way, if a church or whoever asks me, can you do this or whatever, I know how to go on there at least and do it. But they need to bring MySpace back. I'll get on it. Yeah. So, but Facebook is, kind of unsung. What I mean? But YouTube, at one point in time, I had a lot of engagement on YouTube. A lot of engagement. This before I was doing live streams. So I was doing regular uploads and I was doing music. I was making beats and all that type of stuff. And I used to talk about rapping or sampling. And I had a nice following. People from all over Germany was chiming in on my videos. If you look up the art of sampling, the art of sampling. I'll repeat, the art of sampling on YouTube and type in Sante after that. The art of sampling. I'll pop up and I have probably one of the most viewed videos regarding sampling. There's probably almost 200,000 or something like that. You said I can do voice acting as a voice actor writer. Oh, you're okay. Okay, you improvise over it. Made dope. Okay. So, Mama, excuse me, Mama. what do you use? What do you use? Um, what do you use like when you go live? Like for what do you use like far as your what do you use like far as your software? What do you use far as your software? Do you use like, I know they got StreamYard, they got EV they got um, Restream, IO, they got Gil. What do y'all use? You know, um, for a long time I was using OBS, and or I was using something called Prism Live, and Prism Live is what I was using for mainly everything because you can record and live stream and all that type of stuff, and I was using that. It was free, but you can customize your scenes. You can have, stuff looking like a news layout, like how I got right now. You can play videos, share screens, and do all that stuff. So I was using OBS. OBS is really like you can do a lot of customization. I'm into doing a lot of customization and screens and stuff popping up on the screen and doing this and this and this and that. So that's what I was using, OBS or more or less Prism Live. And I was using that for a long time. And then what kind of what stopped me from using OBS and Prism is that it was taking so much resources from my computer. Um, my closest is almost Whisper Room. I use Shure MV7 for the pod mic, okay, Rode NTA for voice acting, okay, and GarageBand, but would love to upgrade to Logic Pro. Okay, yeah, Logic is dope. Logic is dope. I haven't really messed with. I have a little bit. I for music. Man. I used to rap and do all this type of stuff. I got an album that I was like, no, I got an album, a best of that I was gonna put out, but it was gonna be my best 25 songs or 20 songs that I made, and I done wrote and quote unquote recorded almost 500 songs, but and I put out a triple CD that a lot of people don't even know. But yeah, but I use Reasons. But the reasons that I use are propeller head reasons. And but the version that I have came out in 2016. So like 10 years old. But I still, it works when I use it. So hey, would you say you love not tooting, but tooting? Okay. Thank you. I mean, I haven't. I mean, honest. I tried to spit some lyrics, and boy, if you don't use it, you lose it. At one point in time, I could rap circles. I'm for real. I used to could really rap circles downstairs where I do my live stream for the most part all the time. In that corner back there where y'all see that Stevie Wonder, that's where I spent damn near 3 years writing, rapping every day, all night, because I was working at Chase Bank, and 2010, 11, 9, 09, I was sitting in that corner. I get off work and I'll sit there and write, rap, smoke cigars and whatever, and drink a brew, try, whatever I was doing, right? and and I was doing what you said. I was laying my life down. I was putting everything that I had experienced up to that point in the albums or whatever I was writing. Then I just got to the point. I felt like, well, I was like, well, I said enough. I felt, like Forrest Gump. I just felt like rapping. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, all of a sudden he stopped. You remember when Forrest Gump was like, I just feel like running. He was running, and then he just stopped. And that's how I really was when it came to. But if it wasn't for, honestly, if it wasn't for music or me rapping or trying to, what rap did was made me learn how to do this because, like I told this story many times, it just uh, made me learn computers. And me learning computers and cameras and stuff, then that, took hold to a whole nother thing. So, right, Andre, right. He just felt like rapping. All of a sudden, he playing the flute. But yeah, so this weekend coming, I know I'm not going to do anything probably the rest of this week because I got a busy day tomorrow. Thursday, I'm going to try to rest up a little bit. Then, because Friday got a busy day. And then I got a, clientele coming to the pod on Saturday morning. Be in the driver's seat every Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. Come to the pod. They come to the pod and do their podcast. And it's a live stream on Facebook and YouTube. And Friday evening, I got to get prepared for them for the Saturday morning show. Then I'm going to come home and try to get some rest. And then I want to have a real good show Saturday night. I just want Saturday to be mine. I haven't had that for a minute. Really, I haven't had that for a minute. I just want Saturday to be mine. And whatever I got to do, or whoever I got to see, just be on. I see you Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I just want Saturday to be mine because I just haven't had a chance to. You know what I mean? Like I like doing my show, but I just haven't really had a chance to really plan out and have a real good show lately, and that's what I want to do. So that show will probably be downstairs in the basement. I will let you see. Let me see what you listen to my feature tonight. I'll shoot you tonight. All right, do that, please. So again, what I use. So like I said, I told y'all what I asked you what y'all use. What I use is right now is EV Mux, EVMUX, EV Mux, and EV Mux, which you see right here. EV Mux is a paid subscription, and it's kind of like StreamYard, but it allows you to have guests like how I do. It's two things that I use. I use the YOLO box or I use EV Mux. So basically, or I can use them in tandem. But for the most part, when I'm here at home, EV Mux, EVMUX. And I pay for the year subscription. It's paid for itself because I basically use it with clientele that I have. But you can build your scenes. You can have a lot of little different stuff going on. Like, boom, you see how I changed that? Matter of fact, I can make a new scene right here. Like if I wanted to play a game, let's say I wanted to create a game right now, boom. So I'm creating a game and boom, here I go right here. Let's play a game. Let's spin the wheel. You know what I'm saying? And um, so okay, how do I spin the wheel? Shuffle option, boom. Okay. Stuff you can do. Easy, man. A lot of different stuff. I don't use everything that you can have do raffles. You can like say for instance, let's start it. I'm just gonna come up with a whole different screen right here. Go ahead and try this one. So it's like 1990. It's like 1990 something a month. What you say? Okay? What you say? Oh, you're on. You're okay. You're audio only. EVMux allows you to do audio only also. I just do video with it, but you have the options to do Um, you're able to do just audio, record your audio, because that's what I also do at the pod when the ladies come on Saturday morning. They also have I take the audio from the show and we upload that to Spotify, and then Spotify or Buzzsprout, and the Buzzsprout put it to every platform, Spotify and iHeart and all that type of stuff. So you can do just, you know, so it's a lot of different little things you can do. Um, you can make your own screens and all that type of stuff. So yeah, I mean, so this is why I like EV Mux. Um, and as you see, if I got somebody, say if I wanted to bring you on, boom, I have my show right here, and then I have me, and then I have either you or Gil or whoever. I can make screens to have different people. But yeah, EV Mux is hey, look, you know what? And I'm gonna tell the truth, like for real, I'm gonna keep it real. I always didn't want to feel like telling nobody what I used, because I felt like, yo, nobody was telling me. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I learned about. This is what I learned about telling people what you use. You can tell people they're not gonna do it no way. They're not gonna do it because it takes a level of commitment to learn. Just because you tell somebody what you use don't mean that they're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna do it because platforms like EV Mux, StreamYard, whatever the case, millions of people is out there for millions of people to use. But there's a learning curve. So you could tell people. I used to be like, I ain't gonna tell nobody because they ain't nobody told me what they use or give me no help. But hey, I tell you, it's still going to take some dedication to get your butt up and do it. It's still going to take some dedication for you to learn the learning curve. It's still going to take you some dedication. It's some effort. You know what I mean? And some creativeness to want it to make it happen. So you could tell a person, like, what you use, it don't make a difference. We all got access to the same stuff now. It's like we can get any and everything off Amazon. We can get the biggest and the baddest computers and the biggest and the baddest mics. You know how old this mic is that I got? This mic is older than my son. My cousin gave me this microphone 20 something years ago. I was 20 and I'm 47 now. He gave me this when I was, Dave gave me this when I was like 24 years old. Only thing new on this thing is this cheap Amazon wireless piece. And Gil said, hey, it sounds crisp. The audio sound, hey, look. So everybody got access to everything now. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have the best. You ain't got to have the best camera. It ain't even about that no more. It's about if you're going to do it or not. That's what it's all about. Because you can have the best and still don't get nobody watching you, don't get nobody listening to you. It don't make a difference. It's all business. So it don't even matter no more. So that's why I don't mind telling people, what I use, because at the end of the day, it's still going to take effort at the end of the day. So, but yeah, guys, again, I just wanted to come on real quickly, and I wanted just to test out the. What did you say? Let me see what you said. You said, but I know you heard. You do this. You do this all the time, and I appreciate that. I trust you. I look at you as an expert. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, son. Black Mamba, this lady on the live stream said she looks at me as an expert, dog. He said an expert at what? You see her there? A prophet is not even accepted in his own village. He said an expert at what? But thanks. I appreciate that. But yeah. So yeah, I will be right. This is grow. She said tech. He said, oh. But see, they talk that mess. But like, yo, check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Let me show you what this say. Check this out. This robe that I'm wearing. Check this out. Look at what it say. See that? So they can talk all that junk they want. That's what they got me for my birthday. So with that being said, you guys, I'm getting out of here. Y'all have a good one. I just wanted to go right with the crown on it. So with that being said, I just wanted to test this thing out and see if it's working right, and it is, and I'm satisfied with that. So y'all have a good night. God bless. Keep God first, family second, and you third. In that order, you should never be made last, because the last is made first. And I will be talking to y'all real soon.